In the Diamond Approach, we use the term soul and individual consciousness interchangeably.
And in our work through the inquiry process into our individual consciousness's experience, the history is released. And what's really distinct about the Diamond Approach is that the history is released not just from disidentifying from it. I could say feeling our way through the history, and then the feelings from the past just start dissolving, and the emptiness becomes more spaciousness.
We begin to be aware that this individual consciousness is a living consciousness, that it's not something static, that it's not something rigid, that it can become structured, but its natural way of being in the world is a living presence.
The freedom is the freedom from the shape that we've taken, not from the individual consciousness. The individual consciousness becomes restricted by the history, and the practices open up that history. So in a certain way, you could say we come to our what's called in the tradition, our natural state.
The fact that the soul is influenceable and permeable and open, receptive, malleable to all experience, it is also permeable, open to, and so on, to true nature, to essential presence as an expression of true nature. So that essential presence impacts the soul.
So that historical sense of self, as it opens up, begins to reveal the living individual consciousness before it was conditioned. And its potential, it's a paradox actually, it's one of these great mysteries, its potential to express true nature in a unique way uses the metabolized history. Right? So the history, it's like I like to think of it as you harvest your history. You pull out the richness from it and let go of the identification with it. It's like a tapestry.
The uniqueness of the individual consciousness is that as it goes through a purification and a clarification in its journey, as a subtle body, we could say, it begins to lose its sense of boundedness, its sense of being structuralized, its sense of being permanent.
The individual human soul has the unique freedom and potential to become anything and to experience ourselves as anything, from the most contracted, frightened child to the galaxy. Mm-hmm.
The transcendence, as many traditions talk about, does not mean leaving the world. It does not mean rejecting ego, rejecting the physical, rejecting anything. It means that more and more our individual consciousness is really imbued with all of true nature, with all of reality, capital R, that includes really the totality of what I am.